So anyone, one of the
as Prof. Dr. Sarvit that invite me to join this webinar. The first time I see the word that webinar in my idea of question. Worldwide, around the world. In the title, there's what about Buddhism and education. I think that Buddhism and education is the same thing. When the Buddhism is have to teach Dhamma to their whenever, wherever Buddhism that is studying or learning is arise, because the Buddhism is the religion of learning or religion of studying. Why not I say that? Because Buddhist people have practiced to the studying about 5 sikha, samanera and novice learning 10 sikha, nun 311 sikha. That is the way to practice. The Buddhist, what the Buddhism practice, what the process, what the kind of Buddhism studying or learning. Summary in short, education in Buddhism have 3 steps. One is sila, second citta, and the third one is wisdom. Sila, samadhi, and panya. Sila is mean precept that people to training themselves or other in the body and speech area. Training body and speech is means sila. When you to become a student in Buddhism, you should practice and learning how to speak, how to talk to others, that to get the happiness to others and ourselves and our society and around the world, to be happy, have a calmness, not have a crisis. So they start to practice speech and body. Speech and body mean other and own yourself. Second, practice meditation or practice mind, to be a power of mind, to be a morality, and to be happiness of your mind. Because all of happiness, all of suffering, all in our the world, in our life, is come from our mind. The mind can generate suffering or can generate happiness. The Buddha say that everything is come from the mind. You should have a question that everything not come from the mind, come from the hand, come from the food, come from the brain. Supposing that when the engineering want to build the big building, they choose make it in their minds and write down in the green paper architecture, and to show the other to build it. So the first thing is come from the mind. Who train the mind to be get many power, many thinking all around the world, thinking everything can come out from the suffering, can teach other, can lead the other. And the third one is panya. Panya is know about ourselves and everything outside of ourselves. Know around the world and out the world what the reality of that. Sila, Samadhi, Panya is a way to studying or learning in Buddhism. When you join the Buddhist community, when you decided to be a Buddhist, you should practice and start learning by Sila, body and spirit, learning to practice your mind, and learning to practice how to think and how to get the wisdom to know everything in ourselves and other and the world or cosmology. So that I summarize that Buddhism is the religion of education. But education in Buddhism is different from education in the world today. The world today is a look about education in classroom, in university, in the course, in the program. But the word that education in Buddhism is all of life. When you born to this world, you start learning and education. Sometimes you educate by others. You are educated by others. Sometimes you educate others. Sometimes you get educated from others. Education in Buddhism is the tool to development and the process of development. Again, please. Education in Buddhism is the tool of educate, and sometimes education is the way to develop, the tool of development and the way to development. And when you have educated, so you have a development people. Life in Buddhism is life of education. So the world say that people should have long life education, the result of long life education, but Buddhism is the real long lifetime education. When you're born in this world, maybe in next rebirth, in last rebirth, in nowadays born, and next life, in next rebirth, you should be educated. The finale of education, the finale of studying in Buddhism is nirvana or nibbana, or cessation of suffering. Stop the circle of rebirth again and again. No need to create a new life. We have karma, we have vipaka, or result of the karma, the action we have done. So we have a new rebirth again and again from tanha or la roka, tosa, moha, greed, and hatred and don't know anything. So avijja, or to have to know nothing, make me rebirth again and again. Education in Buddhism not only in this life, but maybe next life again and again. We should study. Finally, we found. Finally, we find a way to stop the suffering, to stop the cause of rebirth again and again. That is a supreme wisdom. Then we can stop the circle of suffering. Then circle of rebirth again and again is stopped. You have an Arya person. Arya person means people who can have educated completely. Arya or Arhanta person is mean people who have educated 100%, know all everything about themselves, them soul, and them consciousness, have wisdom to stop the circle of suffering. In another way, we can say that education in Buddhism is the way to cessation or stop of suffering. All of life, yes. We reborn able to suffering from gain the food, suffering from gain the money, suffering from the crisis, suffering from the disease, COVID-19, suffering from the government. So we learn to cross it. We learn to overcome it. That is studying or education in Buddhism.
Yes. Yes. So I agree with your idea, Venerable. Because of education in Buddhism, we have to learn, we have to practice for stop suffering, stop misery in our mind. This is very clear for your chair about the Buddhist solutions for education in 21st century today. So very important and very good for study continues again. So right now, so thank you very much for your joy our class today. The Venerable Brahma Vichan Machano, the leader of the temple Santi Pavana in Surin province. He talked about the concept of education in Buddhism and the process, how we can learn, how we can practice, and this the resource of the education in Buddhism also. Usually the concept today, we want to share and show same like discuss about the Buddhism thoughts in the Dhamma taught by the Buddha to apply ourselves or apply our life. The concept, the points of the Buddhism, the Dhammas. We study Buddhism for study the Dhamma taught by the Buddha. The first, for example, the sport, past or Arya Satya. And then we study for practice Vipassana, Samatha and Vipassana. This is the way for study the Buddhism. Okay, the next we would like to invite the professor from India. He is the head of department Sanskrit in the university, come to join our activities already. Dr. Vikas Singh, right now we would like to hearing your idea about the education in 21st century. You can share your idea, anything if you want to share. Please, welcome.
Thank you, everyone, and a very good morning and Namo Buddhaya from India to all professors, venerables, and laypersons. Myself, Dr. Vikas Singh, Head of Department of Sanskrit, Marwadi College, Lalit Narayan Mitra University, Darbhanga, Bihar. I belongs to ancient Matsya Mahajanpad, and at present I am working in ancient Vaisali region of Buddha's time. I am very thankful to Venerable Dr. Fraflas Sorawat Afipanyu Mahathero for his kind invitation in this international seminar entitled A Buddhist Solution for the Education in 21st Century. As a Buddhist, we always believe in developing compassion and establishing friendly behavior with all creatures of the world. Buddhist perceptions of the world are ecological and based on the theory of sustainable development. We believe that eco is essential to solving global problems, not ego, and a compassionate person thinks for a common future. We believe that our future generation will inherit the fruits of this generation. We develop that meets the need of the present without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their own needs, not their own greed. So according to Buddha's teaching or the Buddha's education, there is a close interdependence between the natural environment and the living creatures. So Buddha has also considered every creature connected through praticca samutpado or the dependent origination. On the basis of our ecological and sustainable approach, we Buddhists are very generous, compassionate, and believer of peace in the world. I'm just quoting Buddha's line, Buddha's word from the Dhammapada. Dhammam chari sucharitang, nanang ducharitam chari, dhammachari sukham seti, asmi lokam param nicha. Means practice a righteous life and do not practice in a fully manner. One who observes this practice lives happily both in the world and in the next world. To introduce Buddhist solution, there are hundreds of discourse in the Buddhist canon. From them, the Karaniya Metta Sutta of the Khuddaka Nikaya introduced human to the non-humans as equal, attentive, simple, non-arrogant, unbiased, etc., and was able to convince them that Buddhist is not a threat to the world apart from this. The teaching of the first percept, Brahma Vihar, Pratitya Samutpad, Madhyama Marga Pratipada, Shunyata, etc. are highly effective teachings of the Buddha if practiced for a sustainable development. In the last, my perception on Buddhist solution in the 21st century are as follows. Eco is essential to solve global problems, not ego. Buddha always teaches the ecological thinking. So compassionate heart is the pillar of world peace. One should practice the Buddha's teaching like Panchasil, Ashtang Marg, as Venerable just spoke about these all things, etc. for the benefit of their own self. They should move to understand the motive of peace. So, and in the last, once again, I would like my thanks to Venerable Professor Fraplas Sorawat Afipanyu and Department of Education of Mahachulangon Raj Vidyalaya University, Thailand, for inviting me in a wonderful and fruitful discussion. Thanks to all of you, Venerable Deep Ratan from India, and our some professors from India who joined, like Sweta Sasi and Sahela Tavashyam, Satyamutta Snehi, Mamta Snehi, etc. And the professors from Thailand and different parts of Venerables. Thank you very much. Namo Buddhaya from India.
So, thank you very much, Professor Vika Singh, the head of department Sanskrit University from India, come to join about the concept of education in Buddhism, especially he talk about the compassion inside very important because of our life, not only the physical body, but inside very important. He talk about the compassion to peace. Usually the leader of the religions not conflict together. Allah not conflict the Buddha not conflict Jesus not conflict the Deva, but only human being to conflict each other. He talk about the compassion to each other in the human beings, because of we are human beings to live together, not conflicts. Because of the religions, the leader of religions, not conflict each other. He talked according to the 4 pillars of education in the United States. He talked about the learning to know, learning to do, learning to live together, and learning to be. It's very important. Learning to know, we know about the science for develop our country, our society. We learning to know, learning to do the practice, learning to be, learning to live together, to know about the different the culture of our societies. And the last, learning to be is meaning the learning to be the good person or the happy person. This is very important. He direct to compassion. This is the Buddhist education for 21st century. So thank you very much again, Professor from India. The next, I would like to invite the continues about the topics. Verbal from Aurangabad. He is the students of Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathamada University in Aurangabad. So for 5 years ago, he is our student in Machula Buddhist University. Warm welcome the Praja Narong, Venerable Narong, who would like to share and show idea about the Buddhism solutions for education in 21st century today. Warm welcome. Please, Venerable.
Thank you so much, and respect and greetings for Prapalat Sorit Epifanyo, and thank you for you invited me to join this seminar, and also respect for Ajahn Pramaha Vichan Suchano, and also greeting for Pante Dhammapatan, and also Vietnam monk from Vietnam, yeah, and also greeting for all Dhamma friend lay practitioner. So I might request Ajahn Prapalat Sorit to open the PDF file.
Yes, sure.
Yeah. So for my point of view, not much information to share with you all, but I just come and to share and also to bring your good motivation and to bring you to proud about the Buddhism, and also to update you something about the Buddhism, how we progress in the world now, and also I will let you to see His Holiness Dalai Lama, what he are working, what he are look forward for his work. So I don't know, Ajahn can show the PDF file or not?
You continue, Venerable. I will try to present. You
Okay,
continue.
okay.
Yeah.
So let's say you can actually His Holiness recently His Holiness Dalai Lama and so many scholars from America, from European, such as some scholar from the psychology department, also from the science, and some of them their science that related to the neuroscience. Yeah, so they came to join with Holiness. They came to join in Dharamshala in Himachal Pradesh. Maybe some of you know where is Himachal, where is Dharamshala. So they came and they have a meeting and they are discussed about the education system, or we can say education vision. So let's see. I think a lot of changing, and let's see. And that time, His Holiness Dalai Lama, he showing about that we call education of the heart. So education of the heart. That means I will show you the idea how he talking about education of the heart. In general, the Buddhism work, we are emphasize not only our temple, not only Buddhism actually, and not only the religion area. So Dalai Lama say our work, it is not just the concern of the religion people. It is the concern of humanity at a whole world. Let's see. So we can say that is a very, how to say, we can say it is the education vision. Sorry. So that led by His Holiness Dalai Lama. So let's see. I will be talking about the educational concept. So educational concept that very related to the Buddhism idea. So educational concept mean education had important role to play the cultivating personal concern and responsibility, social concern and responsibility, and universal concern and responsibility regarding the welfare of others. Yeah. So second is educating the heart of refer to the importance of not only focusing on developing the cognitive aspect of our mind, but also all the qualities that make us human, our heart, and ultimately give us meaning in our lives. You see. So I think very important for the education concept. Let's say Ajahn Pramahavichan Suvichano, he mentioned right now, he talking about the Western education or modern education. So let's say what the problem of the Western education or modern education. So we have to seriously to recognize, to realize about that. So let's say Western education is emphasize only individualism, and competition and personal advancement, calling for school accolade, additional. So I mean, for the Western education, for the modern education, they only emphasize in the individualism, competition. They need to want they want to achieve some goal, but they don't care about the our feeling of your friend, our feeling of our classmates. They focus only the something to achieve, so that why make the relation problem in our friend, our relative, because they are just follow only the competition. Yeah, I want to win, I want to win, something like that. So that creates a lot of problems. So one side they try to show, and they have some example that how we say they have the, how to say, they observe the baby, the baby normally the baby, they observe so many baby, okay, they are living together, but they observe the baby in normally baby they need to play together, they need helping together. But after that, when they grow up, and they went to school, and education system in school, or what the teacher try to train is, we put a lot of something you have to achieve, you have to be achieve, you have to get a good grade, and then create a lot of problem, because normally in nature of human being or nature of the baby, they need someone to understand, they need someone to care, to sharing together, that a human being. So in Mahayana, that we call bodhicitta mind, right, or Buddha mind. So I can say that. So that's why so many scholars and so many science, they came and they try to create the new education system, the new education idea, and try to promote about that idea that we call religion education of heart. So we can see, if you want to see more about the information, you can visit and you can write the word that education for heart. Then you might understand more what exactly the meaning of the education of heart. So thank you so much for Ajahn Palasorowit and also other
Yes.
venerable to listen and try to understand what I'm talking about. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so very nice present verbal, because of this is very important for integrate the Dharma taught by the Buddha to educations. You are talk about the works of the Dalai Lama, the very important to promote the Dharma taught by the Buddha to all order to in the world. This, and also you talk about education is very important in our heart. Education in Buddhism, heart is very important for train, for practice, and for daily life. We get to the Dharma taught by the Buddha to our life, then we practice, then we get the results of the practice, something like that. Okay, so thank you very much again for your share and show your ideas today. Buddhist solutions for education in 21st century. Before we invite another professor comes already, but I would like to introduce the professor from Aurangabad, Dr. Sandeep. He come already. Welcome and thank you to join our activity today's professor. After I present the video, some assistant professor or professor in our university who want to share and share idea about Buddhism concept of education. Then I will introduce you come to share your idea again. Please follow me about the video from lecturer of education, Majula Buddhist University. Just waiting.
Dear our participants, it is a great opportunity to be part of these seminars on a Buddhist solution for education in the 21st century. May I express my idea related to the topic? In terms of the Buddhist principle, I would like to introduce about the threefold training or Trisikar is one of my recommendations for education. In the 21st century, all participants. It is a great opportunity
in the life. He was the most free, everyone free time. Then after his son, then the free time, so you should do more to learn about Buddhist study and the Buddhist me. Then mostly we divide to, we have the, I will to solution for the Agdana Sutta. they have the Agana Sutta. They explain the Buddha speak the Himbantal terms about the organized society and the process of including in this the Kasipradevya in the Sutta, and the decision and guidelines between the lay peoples and the lay persons, then for the spiritual progress and the progress of the lives, and the liberty and bring the mental, the merit in the Buddhism, just like punya in the papa, the sense and mental fears. The Sigalavada Sutta explain the doing to responsibility and the different groups, divide to groups and the different groups. Then the Sangha rules about for the group and provide Buddha Buddha to say to four divide to group. Then a first and a bhikkhu, and the second the bhikkhuni, then the third and the upasak, and the fourth the upasika. Then the four divide. Then conside. So I think the Sangha is making a effort to gather the forest and capacity, then about the concept on translation, concept of transfication from in Buddhism, about many of the more area, more area. They have the Buddhism about more area, more education for them. We must to look in the society and the natures the human being, and the natures the human being. In the Sanghas to Buddhist world, a lot of the Buddhists in many countries, the following the Buddha study and the Buddha Parami and the Buddha Buddha, a lot of people Sangha in learn about this something. So I believe to get education and the government, our country's government, social formats. There is a social forming in the Buddhist countries. They have the Buddhist countries, democracy, control. There is a members of the Sangha. A lot of have the member from the Sangha and the monks and the limans. They have to bring a lot of organized. Organized they have to divide to in Buddhism. Divide to many from the India. Divide to many organizations from India and the Thailand. So a lot of them. So something memorial to have the solution in the free of custom teaching of the Buddha. Many they have the understanding that the layperson devotees. About the four devotees, I given to already four type on the say Buddha in the four type and four groups, and then democracy practicing and the Sangha evolve doing to and important to work and development. They have the development how to make to comment from the society, how to make. Then I think that then a parami. I think many monks and lay people and the teachers, you know, it a parami. I think it's a 10 parami. Very important. The basic in the Buddhist study and the very important the parami. The first and the dana. The first of the dana parami. What is the dana? They will see about many Thailand. I more time living in Thailand. So many people every day in the Pindapata. Then the lay people person to offering the foods and the money and everything. The offering the foods for lay people. The many pronunciation. The dana, the sila percept. And the sila very important. The use they have the rules. Follow your rule, the Buddha rule. You demoting, you don't the sense. You know the papa. You have the punya. Punya you have the sila. Sila accepted in the punya, but you have the not sila. It is the sense. They are the and demerit the sins and the papa. Lot of this one. Nikkamana. What is the nikkamana? Nikkamana revolution. Revolution nikkamana punya. Freedom. India what is the punya? Punya is the freedom. Virya. They be angry. The virya khandi. Condition the chanda. Then the satcha. Truthfulness and satcha. Adidana. Adidana mentioned, and the mitta is the loving and the kindness. every person in Thailand and other countries, Theravada countries, many following the myth, loving and kindness. And the Indian peoples have to convert it in the Buddhism. Then many Indian people. So he's a successful further in the Buddhist study. Then Buddhist, how to make a marriage, how to make and how to marry in the Sila, how to make in the army. What is the main? So many people doing to this step. So I have to remember the family. Family is the country. They have a family to follow. About have the one family and the Buddha family. The Buddha family do not anything. So if the Buddha become the Buddha, become the Bodhisattva, and become the Arhanta enlightenment, then he is himself. I know is what is the anicca in the universal. The theory in anicca and dukkha anatta. Anything for my any. About this, my is the three universal. So I bring to setting the meditation, the how the awareness, how it's evolution. So a lot of these are things, my Lord. So I have the solution, then have to listen and the cleaning everything. The Buddha in the setting, then have you have happiness. Okay, the happiness. You have a dukkha vedana in the sukha vedana. You have it's not a problem. This is natural. It's a life in the human being. This is the nature. Don't be serious.
Yes.
But many people are not of the serious. Dukkha is
Yes, that's right.
Many people are serious. But I know it's the Thailand people is not doing the serious. But Indian people a lot of the serious. A lot of anything is serious. Why is it serious? It's a life and very beautiful. Nature is Buddha. Buddha already said.
Yes.
People.
If serious come, is suffering come. Suffering come, misery come if we are serious.
Yes, a lot of this. Everything is changing, but it's changing. But I don't know how to bring in on. I born is a dukkha. I will all the jati vi dukkha, jara vi dukkha. You know, it's a jati vi dukkha, jara vi dukkha, from vi dukkha. Everything is a dukkha, but everything is happiness. But you have a life, you believe in the present life. But you believe in the present. But you believe in the future, in the belief in your past. So you have the dukkha and the dukkha. So you believe in the present. You are now working. Now I'm talking about and as a webinar. So I'm focused this time, not focused to past time. But Buddha is say not focused to past time. You focused in present time. You focus to your national life. Yeah. So including and conversation for the thank you so venerable. Suravati, and I'm many things for you invite me, and a lot of Nangarong, Venerable Nangarong, Namaskar. I know he's because every lay peoples and the lay teacher and everything. I'm doing now Master of Buddhist Study and MCU Naprasima. Now I'm living in Naprasima. I'm from the India, but I'm living. I about maybe 6 years. Living with them. Okay, thank you so much, Venerable.
Yeah, welcome.
And they have the lunch time.
Okay, so thank you very much, Dr. Panditji Dipatans. You talk about how we can integrate the Buddhist way for education, especially talk about the merit. Merit is me bunya. He studied the research about and analysis merit in Theravada Buddhism is very important because we analyze the Dhamma focus to bunya or merit in Tripitaka. Tripitaka is mean the Buddhist Theravada Buddhism, and then objective is the second objective. He study about the practice bunya or merit in Thai societies, and then he want to know benefits of practice bunya in Theravada Buddhism. This is very important for study, for learn, for know about the bunya in Buddhism, especially Theravada Buddhism. And so thank you very much, Venerable, again for your share your idea about the educations in Buddhism, 21st century. Okay, the next, welcome, Assistant Professor Dr. Sandip come already. May I invite you for talk about the financial education today's or 21st century or today's financial in education, because of this is a field he is so you are expert about the financial or management in educations. Please share, show, and someone share your idea about topic today. Please welcome, sir. Can you open your microphone? Your mute. I cannot hearing your sound. Cannot, sir. Try again. Maybe you are open to ID number.
Okay. Am I audible now?
Okay, sure. Go ahead.
Okay.
I think you are come to join our applications one user.
Hello.
Okay, I hear already.
Okay. I think there is echo.
Oh, okay. Professor, you are trying to set your microphone and your camera again. The next.
Is it okay now?
Yes, it's okay.
Okay. First of all,
okay, maybe I think this.
It's okay.
Yes,
Is it okay now?
Okay. Professor,
Okay.
please.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. First of all, thank you so much. First of all, thank you so much, Dr. Sorvit, sir, for inviting me and giving me a chance to talk with these learned people. So technical error is there. Okay. So I'm very thankful to you. Secondly, I was listening to the Deep Ratan sir. Very nice talk was there. And first of all, namaste, good morning, Jai Hind. I'm Dr. Sandeep Gaikwad from Aurangabad, Maharashtra, India. My dear friend, am I audible clearly, sir?
Yes, it's clear.
Am I audible?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yes, thank you. First of all, I would like to justify my topic first. We know Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar wrote a thesis that the name was Problem of Rupee. Or we will say the problem of baht. Or we will say the problem of dollar. Honorable sir, from last 15 years, I'm working on the issue of problem of the rupee. So there are so many people from Buddhist, there are so many people from the world, they are working on the Dhamma. They are working on social issues. But now in 21st century, there is need to work on money.
We know, dear friends, money. When we talk about the money, then we say, no, money is not important. Money is not life. Money is not so far. Money is not much important as the knowledge. But everywhere, if you go, there is a problem of money. There is need to talk on money. There is need to just analyze the situation of the money. There is need to maximize our wealth. So what to do and why this problem is persist? We have to think on this. I am working as a mentor for many associations. It is from 200 crore, 300 crore, 400 crore and 500 crore also. We have made drastic change on it. As well as I'm working on personal finance. How to improve our money. How to judge the cash flow. How to judge the cash flow. Cash flow, what is it? So first of all, I would like to define the money. In Indian context, there are so many problems. And in the world, money is the problem. If there is lot of money, it is one of the problem. It is the problem of the investment. It is the problem of the, I will say, to maximize the profit, maximize the money. If there is no money, there are 98% people having the problem of no money. There are 2% people in the world having the problem of lot of money. 91% people having 2% money only. And the rest money, total 98% money is in the hand of 2% people. We all human beings, means 98% population of the world is having a problem of the money. So there is need to take the education. Without education, without financial literacy, you can't get prosperous life. Without financial education, you can't clear your wish list. And my dear friends, it is my mission. I'm working on that mission to make a prosperous life. Every human being having a wish list. They want car, they want good life, they want all these things. Means wishes. There are so many wishes. If you want to, Dr. Suraj, want to come to India, there should be money. There should be sufficient money. If you want to, if I want to go to the Thailand, there should be money. I have a lot of knowledge of Dhamma, no problem. But with this knowledge, I can't see the world. With this knowledge, I can't travel to the world. Or even though if I have no money, even though if I have no data, so I can't communicate with the Dr. Swarvid also.
Yes.
Yes. Means everywhere, every step of human being, there should be money. But my dear friend, it is the big hypothesis there. It is the big sentence is there in India. Ki money is not important. Money is not God, but it is not less than God. Of course, money is not God, but it is not less than God. But we have kept very less important to the money. That is why we are not earning the money. That is why we are not maximize our money. That is why today too our wishes is not completed yet. Means money is very important. So why the problem of money is there? Why the problem of rupee is there? So my dear friends, I will take only 2 minutes if you allow me. So there should be need of to just differentiate assets and liabilities. We must know what is asset and we must know what is liabilities. The human being, every human being is working to collect the liabilities. So you will say, how? I will define it. My dear friend, every human being want a luxurious car, might be rupees 20 lakh. But my dear friend, it is not the asset. Every human being that have only limited beliefs, limited, I will say, wish list. He want good home, might be 20 lakh, 30 lakh, 70 lakh, 1 crore home. Half of the life he is working for the home, for the EMI. This is all the EMI wali life. This is all the EMI life, I will say. You are working for the banking. You are working for the bank. You are working for the financial institutions. Because half of your salary, half of your income, you are giving to them for your 1 crore home. First thing. Second thing, human being want a luxurious car. If you want a car of rupees 20 lakh, you are giving 1 lakh donations. You are giving 1 lakh deposit. Then 10 years EMI is there. EMI wali zindagi. EMI life. After that, you want the education, you will take educational loan. If you want to marry of your any person, if you want to marry in your family, might be daughter or might be your brother, might be your sister, then again you take loan for 5 lakh rupees, then EMI wali zindagi. Then EMI is there. Means every salaried person, 91% population of this world is on EMI because they are workers. Might be a low level of income, might be higher level of income, might be professors, might be advocate, might be vice chancellors too. Every person is finding the problem of money. Why? Because they don't know the difference of the assets and liabilities. So, my dear friends, what is assets? What should be gathered? In our bookish language, in books, that is totally different. In whole world, that is not a clear book to differentiate the assets and liability. It is vice versa. That is totally different in the books. If you are having a home, then it is written on the asset side. My dear friend, it is not the asset. If you are having some vehicle, you are writing this asset column, but it is not the asset. What is meant by liabilities? What is meant by asset? I will differentiate in 1 minute. What is meant by asset? The having the property which is putting money in your pocket, that is the asset. The having the properties which is putting money in your pocket. If you say the home is the property, there is maintenance, there is light bill, there is colors, there is curtains. There are so many expenses human is giving. Luxurious expenditure he is doing. Means what? He is expensing. He is diverting her funds, their funds to the home. Means what? They are doing expenses and they say it is the asset. No, it is the liabilities. And human being is working for the liabilities. He is earning the liabilities. And what is meant by asset? Asset means what? The source is there. That source giving you money. That source giving you money. There's different types of sources there. And we have to work on the source. We have to earn clear asset, not faulty liabilities. We are working for charities. We are working for the banks. We are working to giving the tax. My dear friends, every year I am giving 3 lakh rupees tax. Means what? I am working for the tax. In India, sir, Dr. Slovit, sir, in India, we have 28% GST. Means 30% of my income I am giving for the GST. Means what? From my income, government is working. And I am working for the government, not myself. 30% money they are getting from me, means what? I am working 30% for the government. 20% EMI I am giving to my salary, means what? I am working for the bank. If I am giving the employee, if I am giving the EMI, means what? I am working for the bank. Bank is getting from my income. But if I am getting the different types of sources, if suppose I have shares, bonds, if suppose I have some investment, yes, that investment will work for me, and that investment will giving me a money. Means what? I am earning. Means what? I am earning assets. Okay, leave it. I have to jump another point. So, means what? We have to know cash flow. Where our money goes. Is it go to the asset side? Is it goes to the liability side? My dear friends, 91% population of the world, they are giving their money to the liabilities only. If you are giving your cash flow, if you are flowing your cash flow to the expenditure only, then how will you reach? Then how will we prosperous? Then how will you satisfy your life? Then how will you complete your wish list? Then how will you satisfy your life? Then how you'll outcome, then what is the outcome of your life? Means it is, there should be learn of financial literacy. If you are working, then if you are earning something, there is need to learn the financial literacy. Where our cash flow goes. If my cash flow goes to the expenditure only, it is out. If suppose I have a tank on my home at the top of my home, if there is a pipeline of 2 inch and I have 5 different types of outlets, so how can that 5 outlets I will get the water? Means what? I have only source, and there are so many different gates, so many different types of expenses. Means what? There should be work on cash flow. I will give you one example for the cash flow. Means what? We will say, what if I lost the 1 baht, what is the problem? If I lost the 300 baht for the data, for the internet, what is the problem? I will say what is the problem. What is the problem of the cash flow? Can I continue, sir, for more 10 minutes or not? Give me time.
Yes.
Can I take 10 minutes?
Yes. I give you for 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Okay, no problem. Okay. I will give you. I will take. I discuss only. One point is there. Many people in this world, they were to look rich. Means what? They work for the to look rich, but there is no need to look the rich. There is need the rich. If you want to be rich, there is need to just buy the assets. If you are buying assets, if you are working your cash flow, if you have your funds, then and then only you can complete your wishes. No doubt, if you want to 70 lakh rupees whole, you can take, but There should be that type of cash flow is there. So my dear friends, financial literacy, financial education in 21st century is very, very important. We are working on various issues. We are working on various, I will say, philosophies. But without money, human being cannot satisfy his goals. So money is very, very important. In India, ऐसा बोलते हैं कि money is not important. Punya is important. By my friend Deep Ratan is talking about. Yes, Dhamma is important. There should be giving to the society is important. But when you are giving, then you are having. If you have something, you can give something. But you don't have, you are a beggar. What will you do? What will you give to the world? Means what? There should be, you are having something. If you are having $100, you can give the charity for 1 rupee. But if you have only 1 rupee, you can't do the charity. If you want to do the charity, there should be a good cash flow. There should be a good knowledge of the finance. So my dear friends, it is very huge topic. I have given 100 or more than 100 lectures on these issues. But my dear friends, my dear honorable friends, chief guest, you have to unmute one. Yes, I will take only half a second. I will take 1 minute only.
Yeah, sure.
So my dear friends, what is my aim of the today's talk? Just give attention to the money, just work on sources, just manage your cash flow and earn the assets. I am very thankful to give me an opportunity to talk with you. My dear friends, really it is very pride thing for me to talk for you. And I'm very thankful to my friend. We are from last 10 years or 15 years, I'm associated with Dr. Soravit sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much for my audience. I'm really acknowledge you to given me this opportunity. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. So thank you very much. My pleasure to your lecture about financial education today or 21st century. Nowadays, we are human beings. You talk about this is the money, not our life, but the money is very important for our life also. This is very nice. You share ideas. Okay, we are over time for the next professor from Thailand. อาจารย์สุเทพอาจารย์สุเทพอยู่ไหมฮะอาจารย์สุเทพอยู่ here อาจารย์สุเทพAssistant Professor สุเทพเทียนวงศ์ you here can you hear me
Hello
yes sure please you are share and show your idea about the education solutions for education 21st century.
Okay. First, I would like to say, venerable and my fellow, a lot of in this. Okay, thank you. I'm very glad to join about this topic. Okay. It's really I want to say only 2 points. It's not much because it take more time. Okay, for this thing. From my idea, I think there are 2 big points. There are 2 big points. For the first, about belief. This is very important, you know, especially especially for the people in Thailand or a lot of country, especially for Buddhist country, and also for the way of life of Buddhist people. Especially, I think belief is very, very important. You know, suppose if you believe something, and for that thing, if you know well that thing, you can do, you can practice, you can make more anything. Suppose you have only few of knowledge, and that is I think this way of life is very important to get on and to get up. That thing is very important, and for this point, I think I believe if the people can understand, especially the teaching of Buddhism, and also for the Buddhist monk in Buddhism, if a lot of monks in Thailand or another country, if they know well about the teaching and about the thought of Buddha, that is very important. If they all of them understand well, that is, I think, this is very important. You know, there are more things in Thailand, especially, you know, the way of life for the people in Bangkok or and out of country, or we can say is a country. It is most of them is very busy about and how to try to get money, how to try to get things to get more food or something they want to do. This is, I think, belief is very important. And for the second thing, you know,
Yes.
This discipline means suppose if you want to do something, if you don't know that thing well, that thing you can't do very get very to go very to do that thing well, and this thing I think very important, especially factor that is factor, especially if you know but you don't practice. You do practice. If you can do and you can practice for that thing, I think that is we can say especially the discipline and rule and how to make more and how to make strong rule. This is very important for the people, especially Buddhist people.
Yeah.
And
That's right.
it is very important, you know. Suppose if you know well, I think this is my idea. I want to share about your about my idea and open chat about to each other between Thai people and another country in the world, especially for Buddhists in the world. and how to cooperate to each other between idea, and how to do and how to make for the Buddhist people to share and to make to each other. This is I think this is the way. It's a way of like to do more well. That is, I come to conclude the power of dialect knowledge is very important. You know, the power of dialect knowledge very important. Suppose every person, if you get well known about your knowledge, and you can improve your knowledge, improve your standard living. It is very important. I think for these two topics, I think for me and for this, I thank you for your for this seminar. Okay, thank you.
It's not.
For
It's
all.
not.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Yes. So thank you, Professor. My master. My master. So long time ago, the professor he studies completed from Pune University in India, Aurangabad. That's why English the subjects. He talked about the Buddhist solutions in for education in 21st century about the belief, discipline, and knowledge. He talked about belief very important. If we believe something, we can do, we can practice. Then if we have knowledge, we can get a lot of money. Depend on knowledge and experience. That's right.
Yes.
Okay. So thank you. Thank you very much. It's very nice for your idea. Also, the next speaker today from Aurangabad also. He usually is the students PhD in linguistics in Dr. Babasa Heb in Beka Marathwada University. Right now, welcome Panajandra from Aurangabad. You talk about the maybe I think I hear that Buddhism pedagogy. Please, you can. I give you only 5 minutes or 10 minutes, depend on you. Please, welcome.
10 minutes.
Yeah. Welcome, please.
Thank you, Bhante, and good morning to all of you and JP. Poonam Chandra Bhosle, from PhD scholar from Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, and I'm going to talk on Buddhist pedagogy and its implications and in the scenario of 21st century. Okay, so let's begin with the Buddhist pedagogy. The Buddhist theory of teaching is embedded in the analytical principles of clarity, simplicity, purity, authenticity, and contextuality. Am I audible?
Yes, sure. Please go ahead.
The Buddhist theory of teaching is embedded in the analytical principles of clarity, simplicity, purity, authenticity, and contextuality, with due consideration of the level of appreciation of the audience as well as the expenditure. Such methods have been discussed in the treatises like the Nitipakarana and Petakopadesha. Forgive my Pali pronunciation. Okay, I'm not familiar with the Pali language. Okay, the Buddhists discuss 16 modes of communication, which called Hara, and 5 guidelines, which called Naya, largely based on the contextual interpretations discussed comprehensively in Neti Prakarana. The Neti Prakarana, the text, Pali text, translated by Nana Modi, the title of that book is Guide, and has been published Oxford-based Pali Text Society. The modes of communications are applied to the teaching of Buddha Dhamma to show truth by way of righteousness and faith in a right action with focus on the teaching of Buddha. 16 modes. with a view to preserve the original meaning without any distortion with due contextuality and 5 guidelines, Nyaya, in accordance with the original interpretation of the discourse, which called Sutta. The Buddhists discuss 33 kinds of interpretive principles. Tete Masane Titi. I apologize for the Pali pronunciation, okay, if I mispronounce. To discuss the Buddha's teaching comprising 9 topics of semantics, Athapadani, and 24 kinds of linguistic terms by way of 16 modes of communication, 16 haras, and 9 syntactical Vyanjana Padani, the Buddhist linguistics. So now we will see what is the role of Buddhist linguistics to understand the Buddhist teachings. Okay, the Buddhists have evolved a very profound and coherent methodology to explain the teaching of the master. First, they classify the entire teachings of the Buddha by way of their 6-fold syntactical and 6-fold semantical analysis. Then they apply the 16 modes of communications, hara, to analyze the 6 syntactical terms, Vyanjana Padani, namely letter, akara, 2 term pada, 3 phrasing Vyanjana, 4 etymology, nirukti, 5 demonstration or descriptive analysis, nidesha, 6 syntax or mood, akara. For interpretation, determine our map, the direction of the moral and immoral tendencies in light of various textual explanation, technically called the guiding principle of plotting the direction, disalokana, to be prodded to the appropriate direction with full control by the application of the guiding principle of prodding, anusanaya. Further, they deal with the semantic aspect of teaching by the analysis of the 6 semantic terms, namely introduction, sankasana, 2nd, explanation, pakasana, 3, divulging or revelation, vivarna, 4, analysis called vibhajana, 5, stepwise clarification, uttanikrama, 6, description or concept building, panati. For the understanding of cravings and ignorance in accordance with the guiding principle of turning to the right, Nandiyavati Naya. Then, by the guiding principle of three-fold, Tipukala Nyaya, they discover the root cause of good and bad. And finally, by the application of guiding principle of lion's play, Siha Vikhalita, comprehend the 4-fold perversion of perceptions or delusions, vipalasa, due to our mental developments, hilasa. The above analysis is then applied to the 18 topics, Atharsa Mula Padani, central to the Buddhist teaching expounded for wholesome lifestyle. Now see the 16 modes of communication, namely, 1 is dasana, injection, 2, vikyoya, investigation, 3, yati, appropriateness and meaningfulness, 4, padantha, footing, proximity, cause, 5, lakhana, characteristic, 6, vatiyuva, 4-fold arrangement, 7, avata, conversion, 8, vibhatti, analysis, 9, parivartana, reversal, 10, vivekana, synonyms, 11, Panati, concept building, 12, Otharna, extraction way of entry, Shodhana, correction, purification, Athena, final result, 15, Parikara, logical necessity, and 16, Samaropana, coordination. Now, we will look at the Buddhist style of teaching, how they teach. How the Buddhist style of teaching has 3-fold. 1, condensed, Uga Hita. The Uga Hita is a Pali pronunciation. Teaching by way of escape, Nisaranam, from the nest of sensuous delusion and disappointments when appropriate for a person who could gain knowledge by condensed Uga Hita teachings. The second part, expanded Vipansita, teaching accentuating the theme of disappointment Adinavam due to the net of sensuous delusion and thus pointing out escape Nisaranam from it for a person who could gain knowledge by expanded teaching. And the third one is specialized teaching for a person who deserves the guidance by the revelation of the character of sensuous test asadam, disappointments adinavam, due to a sensuous delusion and escape nisaranam from web of the naturalistic attitude for a person who deserves a special guidance to see the reality. The Buddhist teaching underlines the practice of a samatha or mental quietude, which is conducive to develop insight vipassana by way of mindfulness satindriya in the case of dull person and by the way of meditation samadhi in the case of intelligent person. To extirpate dogmatic tendency, michya dithi means wrong vision, michya dithi, wrong vision. The Buddha demonstrated the relevance of fading ignorance by the practice of insight, conducive or samatha or mental fortitude to achieve right understanding or wisdom, to escape the worldly mesh by finding the escape nisarana with the right endeavor and energy. Viriyandriya, in the case of dull person, and understanding of the truth due to wisdom in the case of intelligent person. Buddha identified the root cause of suffering is avidya. Avidya means ignorance. All evil acts, namely volitional, vocal, and bodily, originated due to their dependence on one common psychic factor, first by ignorance. Immanuel Kant observes, without sensibility, no object would be given to us, and without understanding, no object would be thought by us. Thoughts without content, empty institutions without concepts are blind. The Buddhist view that happiness is essentially mental and necessarily depend on the right understanding or wisdom called panna, Sanskrit pranjana. It is conducive to right knowledge called vidya, Sanskrit vidya. Its intrinsic characteristics is illuminating the reality for our vision, our penetrating into that which clouds the reality, or by uncovering that which veils the reality by our right volitional activities of the sankharas responsible for shaping our mental attitudes for further understanding through a volition which in turn activities and coordinates the whole gamut of the formation and mental template for understanding. On the contrary, avidya or ignorance is treated as the root cause of suffering, underlying its characteristics to ellipse the reality by sustaining the wrong understanding and hence building the mental templates and mental predilection. It's called sankhara, by activating volitional or willing, which in turn activate the other samkara that accounts for our miseries because we suffer due to our own action as explained by way of doctrine of dependent origination, patika samupada. For that, to understand all this philosophy, I will like to narrate one example. If you allow, give me some few minutes. Okay.
Yes.
So see the through this example, I am trying to correlate the Buddhist high philosophy and teaching how it relates till today. Okay, the psyche of smoking, an exemplification of ignorance and delusion, avidya. Audio, please.
Maybe someone not mute.
Yeah.